Hey guys, it's Amber here with eTrailer. So we all know that things go wrong on your RV, things do break down, but one thing that you really don't want to break is your tow bar. So we're gonna go over some ways that you can prevent your tow bar snapping, breaking, or otherwise failing you while you're on the road. So the number one tip I'm gonna give you guys is do not back up with your tow bar attached. You may be thinking, oh, I can at least do it once, a couple of feet back into the campsite, but you can actually cause major structural damage to your tow bar this way. So think about a paper clip, how you have a solid metal paper clip, you bend it once, it's probably not gonna break. You bend it twice, it still might not break, but you're causing more and more fatigue and stress on that metal. You may not be able to see it at first, but eventually it's gonna snap. Your tow bar is designed to pull your vehicle forward, not be pushed back. So anything else is going to cause damage eventually. So again, number one tip I can give you, please do not back up with your tow bar attached. Another tip is to inspect your tow bar regularly so that you can find any issues before they become catastrophic on the road. So when you go to look at your tow bar, preferably before every trip, you want to check anywhere that your tow bar moves, any pivot points that you have, such as where there are bolts, any pivot points like this that are going to move while you're towing. And just make sure that you do have some resistance. You want to move your tow bar arms to make sure there's some resistance there. Make sure that there's no rust or corrosion. Make sure the metal isn't wearing down. Make sure there's no scoring on your bars or any kind of wear and tear that could be an issue later on. And if you see any issues, don't tow with it. The best way to make sure that there's not a catastrophic accident is to prevent it from happening in the first place. So another tip that I have for you guys is to regularly service your tow bars. Now, a lot of people don't realize that tow bars do need regular maintenance. I suggest doing it about every 10,000 miles or about every 2 years, whichever comes first. And you're going to want to lubricate and clean your tow bar and anything else that your owner's manual recommends. So Roadmaster is really good at taking care of people with their tow bars. So you can go to an RV rally, have them inspect and service your tow bar there. Other brands do this as well. Roadmaster is one that we know typically does inspections for free and will service your tow bar at a small cost. So my next tip is to replace any old or worn out tow bars. So the average life expectancy for a tow bar is about 70,000 miles or 10 years. This isn't a hard and fast rule, and it's going to be affected by the type of roads that you travel on. If you go off-road, if you're on gravel, all of those kind of things will wear down your tow bar faster. But in general, about 10 years is an average life expectancy for a tow bar. And a lot of manufacturers won't even service a tow bar that is too old or out of date. So just keep this in mind. Don't take chances with a really old tow bar. You'll see people out there who have said, I know I've been towing with this tow bar for 16 years and I'm fine. This may be true, but in general, once it starts getting up there in age, you want to think about replacing it. Okay, so you might be thinking, I do all of these things. My tow bar is new, I inspect it regularly, I service it all the time. What could be the problem? But there are still some things that RVers can do that can cause issues with tow bars. And one of those things is towing when your tow bar is not level. So the general rule across all manufacturers is that you want your tow bar to be within 3 inches of level. You can get adapters that can help you get within that range. You just always want to make sure that it's as level as possible, or you do risk damaging and breaking your tow bar. So for example, to make this motorhome work with this Jeep Gladiator, we had to use a 6-inch drop to get the tow bar within that 3 inches of being level. So another thing that we've seen people learn the hard way is that jackknifing can occur when you take a sharp turn with a towed just as easily as it can with a trailer. So you want to be careful to take wider turns so that your towed vehicle does not come around and collide with your motorhome. Lastly, if something does go wrong while you're out on the road, a backup camera can really help you monitor your tow bar and make sure everything's okay and let you know if there's an issue before it becomes really catastrophic. Another thing is to always use safety chains. These are going to be legally required in most states, but even if they're not, you want to make sure you have safety chains rated for your tow vehicle. For instance, we have 10,000 pound safety chains for this Jeep Gladiator, and they are going to be the one thing that holds your vehicle to your RV in the case of a tow bar failure. So they're extremely important. It's going to let you get to the side of the road as safe as possible and keep your vehicle from flying down the highway. So always use safety chains. Definitely consider a backup camera and follow these tips to tow your vehicle as safely as possible. And if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. We are only a click or a call away, so we'll see you next time. If you guys like that content and want to check out our next video, go ahead and click this button over here. If you would like to subscribe and check out the videos by our other Team COD trailer, go ahead and click this button over here. And if you want to just keep learning more about this topic, go ahead and check out our playlist over here.